Today we have two stories that are going to get your blood absolutely boiling. First up, a packed grocery store, a brand new teenage cashier, and one grown woman who decided screaming a kid to tears was a totally normal way to spend her afternoon. Then we've got a service dog named Max who literally keeps his owner alive, and a coworker so obsessed with proving he's fake that she goes way too far and ends up paying for it. Stay-at-home grudges, public meltdowns, doxing, getting fired, it's all in here. So grab a seat, because somebody in each of these stories crossed a line they can't take back. Let's get into it. First up, picture a packed checkout line, a brand new teenage cashier crying her eyes out, and one shopper who finally decided enough was enough. So, this happened yesterday, and I'm still wondering if I overreacted. I, 35 female, was doing my usual weekly grocery shopping at a local supermarket. It was a busy afternoon, and the line at the checkout was pretty long. I was waiting patiently when I noticed the woman in front of me, probably mid-50s, becoming increasingly agitated as the teenage cashier, who couldn't have been older than 17, was scanning her items. The cashier seemed a bit flustered. I could tell she was probably new, making a few mistakes here and there, but nothing serious. The older woman, however, was not having it. She started muttering under her breath, rolling her eyes, and tapping her foot. Finally, when the cashier accidentally scanned an item twice and needed to call for a supervisor to void it, the woman lost it. She started berating the poor girl, saying things like, "How hard can it be to do this job? You can't even do basic tasks. You're wasting people's time." She just kept going on, and the more she yelled, the more flustered the cashier got until she started tearing up. I stood there for a second, hoping the lady would cool down, but she didn't. The poor cashier was clearly trying her best to keep it together. That's when I stepped in. I said to her, "You don't have the right to treat someone like that. She's doing her best, and it's just a mistake. If you're so unhappy, maybe you should try working like her for a day and see how easy it is." The woman looked stunned and told me to mind my own business. I replied, "It is my business when you're making a kid cry over something as stupid as groceries." The cashier's supervisor had arrived by then and stepped in to handle the situation, and the woman stormed off, still muttering and cursing. After she left, the cashier thanked me with teary eyes, but a couple of people behind me in line gave me looks like I was the one who had done something wrong. Now I'm second-guessing myself. So Reddit, am I the asshole for telling her off? Link to my final post, https://www.reddit.com/am I the asshole/comments/1G9X7 Let's see what the comments have to say. This person commented, "If I were that cashier, I'd have been so grateful for you. I worked retail for way too long, and the abuse we get is terrible." Another commenter said, "Thank you for standing up for her. I've done that job, and some customers are so miserable. I'm sure she will remember you forever." Sounds like the comments are firmly in this person's corner. Total support for stepping in. But what do you think? Was telling that woman off the right move? If you're enjoying these stories so far, remember to leave a like and subscribe for more. Next up, this one's about a life-saving service dog named Max, a coworker on a one-woman crusade, and an HR meeting that did not go the way she planned. I have a medical alert service dog named Max who helps with a serious heart condition. He's literally saved my life multiple times by alerting before I pass out. I started a new office job 3 months ago, and everything was fine until, let's call her, Karen started her crusade against Max - this isn't Max. But here's an idea of how he'd look on the job. It started small. She'd loudly announce pets aren't allowed in the office every time she saw us. I explained repeatedly that Max is a service dog, not a pet, and showed her his documentation. She then started telling everyone I was obviously faking because I looked too young to be disabled. Things escalated fast. She tried to test Max by dropping food near him. He's trained to ignore it. She reported me to HR Weekly. But the worst part? She started purposely wearing strong perfume and spraying air freshener around my desk, which triggers my condition. Max alerted 3 times in one day because of this. The final straw? I found out she was taking photos of me and Max and posting them in a Facebook group about fake service dogs, asking for ways to expose me. She included my full name and workplace. I took screenshots and went to HR. They fired her on the spot for harassment and creating a hostile work environment. Now my inbox is flooded with messages from her friends and family saying I'm TA for getting a mother of 3 fired over a dog, and that I should have just worked from home if I'm so sick. Here's the thing. I actually feel horrible that she lost her job. Her kids aren't at fault here. but she literally put my life at risk with the perfume stunts, and doxing me online was scary. Let's see what the comments have to say. This person commented, "It's not your fault she was fired. HR fired her for things she did." Another commenter said, "I work for a hospital, and there are a large number of work offenses that will get you insta-fired. Posting medical information of other people on social media is one of them." The comments are overwhelmingly on this person's side. Pretty much nobody is buying the "you got a mom of 3 fired" guilt trip. But where do you land on this one? What would you have done in this situation? Let me know in the comments. And that's where we'll leave it for today. 2 stories, 2 people who push someone way too far. So now I want to hear from you. Drop your verdicts in the comments and tell me who you think actually crossed the line. I've got a whole pile of even crazier stories lined up. So stick around, because the next batch is even more unhinged than this one.